why not check out our website at wrestlingfatherandson.weebly.com, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Hi everyone, welcome back to Wrestling Fun with Father and Son. I'm Father Matt and this is Son.
Hi.
Dynamite started this week with a little bit of the celebration, but did it end with a new champion? And MJF became a Diamond player, but with the help of Wardlow. This is the Explosive Elite Review. AEW Dynamite 27th of the 11th 2019 started off with Soul Train Jones, who has been seen before in a video for the Inner Circle. I don't really know who he is, but he's probably more known in America than what he is in England, so we don't really know who he is, but he still was out there basically introducing the Champions celebration for Jericho. He called out Jericho. They had a brass band, marching band. They had a little bit of the bubbly as well. Jericho come out with his own branded bubbly now. There was big inflatable costumes, people in inflatable costumes. Thank you was on the ropes. There was boxers, there was pictures, everything. As Jericho's done this sort of thing before with the Festival of Friendship, and this is kind of like a sort of throwback to that a little bit. Anyway, Jericho comes out. He says about he's received his thank you from the corporates. He then called out the Inner Circle, who had come out minus Jake Hager. He wasn't with them. Sammy Guevara, he said he had a gift for Jericho, which turned out to be, what was it?
Them hugging.
Yeah, it was a big cardboard cutout of Jericho and Sammy Guevara hugging. Then we went to Ortiz and Santana, who had a gift basket and they had a few little items in there. Then Jericho addressed where is Jake Hager, only for Jake Hager to come out with a
goat.
Yep, a goat, yeah, obviously because they called Jericho the GOAT, greatest of all time. Then there was a big box in the ring. Jericho then said, "What's in the box? I see." And it turned out to be Jericho's father, who is a sort of a legendary hockey figure. He got the wrong name of the city, called it New York. They were in Chicago, so there was a little bit of sort of playing off the audience. He then had, what was it, Rangers, was it? What sort of jersey? I can't remember what the jersey. I'm not really up on my ice hockey. I can't really remember. I didn't write down what the jersey was for, but I think it was the Rangers, wasn't it, or something like that. Anyway, not really. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it was just a sort of dissing the crowd, the wrong team, and that sort of thing. Then he had a statement. He said he had a thank you statement. He called in Justin Roberts, the announcer, to read the statement. He then read the statement. But Jericho didn't like the tone of voice he was using. He then slapped and attacked Roberts, and then SCU came out dressed as the marching band, and then they made the save and ran off the Inner Circle. Then we had a first match, a tag team match, Best Friends with Orange Cassidy dressed up like a turkey because of Thanksgiving, versus the Lucha Brothers. And the Lucha Bros got the jump on the Best Friends before the match. They attacked them during their entrance because this sort of plays off AEW Dark. There was a match between, I think it was Trent and Pentagon Jr., which I have seen. I actually seen AEW Dark this week. It was an okay match. I just think that the Best Friends and the Lucha Brothers don't complement each other's styles, so they don't really work that well. Whereas some like the Young Bucks, they sort of do, and Private Party does. They sort of complement Lucha Brothers' style, their high flying ability, so the matches are better. Anyway, it was the Best Friends that got the win, so they moved forward and up the rankings. We had a women's match, a tag team match, Brie Priestley and Emi Sakura versus Shida and Chris Statlander. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I've said before, I think the women's division suffers. No really big names in this. All we know is Shida is #1 contender, basically. She's going to get a title shot against Rihu. It was actually Brie Priestley and Emi who actually got the win. We had a returning Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had a match against Matt Nix, who to me looked like a jobber. They sort of said it was his first match in AEW, and they sort of hyped him up to be like he's going to be there every week. But I don't know. I think this might be just an enhancement talent. Cody Rhodes won with a figure 4 leg lock as well. So I'm not really feeling Matt Nix as being a top contender for the AEW Championship, to be fair. Then he had a bit of a promo where he called out MJF. But then somebody come through the ring. It was this like new team. They called them the Blade, the Butcher, and then the Bunny, who was Ali. sort of as the sort of ringmaster leading the team, and then they took out Cody Rhodes. So yeah, it's a new little faction now coming into AEW. I thought this was going to be like a repackage of the Dark Order when I first saw it. I thought, oh, it's the Dark Order, but it's not. It kind of like that. It's kind of a bit like that, but we'll have to see what they kind of do with the Dark Order when they come back. It looks like they're repackaging them a little bit, but we'll see. Then we had Park versus Omega again. I put fast match. This was a fast-paced match. It was a very good match as well. Omega got the win, so he beat Park. I think Park actually beat him last time, didn't he? I think at the pay-per-view. Yep. Now he's got 1-1. And then we had MJF versus Adam Page for that sort of diamond ring that they had a battle royal for last week. MJF, which was Wardlow, he was a big influence in this match. He kept interfering, and then it was actually an interference from him that ended up with MJF doing a crossroads, or a sort of a version of it, an attempt of it, a crossroads to Adam Page, and MJF got the win. Then we had DDP come down to present the ring. He said he was a little bit disappointed with MJF, but he was a man and he would congratulate him like a man, put out his hand, only for MJF to put his chewing gum in DDP's hand. And then Wardlow sort of stepped up in front of him. They had a bit of a stare down, had a bit of a brawl, and then there was a big massive pull apart. I don't know if DDP is going to have a match. I wouldn't have thought he would, but we'll see what happens. Then we had Dustin Rhodes come back. Obviously still sporting that cast. He had a little bit of promo about Jake Hager, because obviously it was Jake Hager who done it, but that term, the Inner Circle came out and then attacked, minus Hager as well, which was a bit of a funny thing. He was there earlier.
Jericho.
Yeah, and Jericho. It was just Sammy Guevara and Santana and Ortiz. No Hager. I thought it was a bit funny, being it'd be more of Dustin Rhodes and Hager, I thought. Anyway, they were attacking Rhodes, only for then the Young Bucks to come down. They did a triple Shattered Dreams where they're in all three corners, and all three members, the Young Bucks and Dustin, did a sort of kick up the sort of corner turnbuckle, and then that was kind of it. And we did learn that there's going to be a six-man tag next week. We get to the main event. It was Sky versus Jericho for the AEW title. Not much to this match, to be honest. I think Jericho's missing a step in the ring. He's really good on the microphone. He's really good at doing sequels outside of matches, but during the matches, I think he is a bit slow. He's slowing down a little bit more, but really it was a decisive factor was Jake Hager, who came down mid-match to interfere. SCU then took him out, only for then Jericho to get the title. He ran at Sky, missed. Then it was a really, really close near fall from Scorpio Sky and Jericho, and I thought that actually he could potentially win that title, but in the end it was Jericho with his sort of Walls of Jericho Lion Tamer submission that actually got the win. Then after the match, he was going to leave the ring. He came back, attacked Scorpio Sky, only for someone's music to hit. Who was it?
Jon Moxley.
Yep, Jon Moxley's music hit. He comes walking halfway down through the crowd, and they have a bit of a stare down. And it looks like Jon Moxley is probably going to be a #1 contender at a future date for Jericho's title. Really good.
He could be new champion.
He could be the champ. He could be the one to take it as well. That is a very interesting dynamic there, because we've had Jericho versus Jon Moxley before when it was WWE. It was really interesting.
Jericho against Dean Ambrose.
Yep, at the time, yep, in a cage match as well. I think it was like, I can't remember what they called it now, but there was a special type of match where they had weapons around the ring as well, and there was like those attacks as well, as Jericho keeps telling. He had 63 tacks or whatever it was. So yeah, they have had a bit of history there, so that'd be quite interesting how they do that in AEW with a little bit of the restrictions off. So we'll have to see. I'm interested to see that as well. I think that's a good way to go with Moxley and Jericho. So anyway, that's the AEW Dynamite. I thought it was, again, consistent show. They keep pulling them out. Consistent show, and there's enough there to build on week by week. Very happy, very excited to see the next one, as always. So anyway, if you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video, which will be Out the Blue SmackDown's review, which will be on Sunday this week. So I'll say goodbye. Say goodbye, Kai.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.